Hey everyone, it's Don again, Captain Cross Stitch. Welcome to Floss 2 video number 8. Today is June 9th, 2024, and I'm coming to you about a week or so later than I would have wanted. I had another unexpected hospital stay. So, the last part of May, my wife went on a cruise for 10 days. And while she was gone, I did something unknowingly, but still incredibly stupid on my part. Most of you probably don't know, I suffer from neuropathy, and I have for over 20 years. And I walked out on the deck with no socks or shoes on. So it was hot enough that the deck burned the bottom of my feet. I ended up with third-degree burns on the bottom of my feet. So then, of course, subsequently, the blisters, and then I started to have signs of an infection, chills, fever, all that good stuff. So a week ago, I took myself to the hospital, and they admitted me and put me on IV antibiotics for several days, and I'm home now and going through more oral antibiotics, and I start with wound care on Monday. So hopefully the worst of it is over. I guess the only saving grace is that the condition that allowed this to happen in the first place is also letting me bypass any pain. Since I don't feel anything, I'm not suffering with the pain that someone normally might feel if they suffered third-degree burns. So there you have it. So that's why I'm late getting this video out. All right, that part is over. So let's see. So what's new? Besides being a dummy, what did I do in the month of May? May was a struggle. I will freely admit that. I didn't really have a lot of motivation to stitch. I mean, I did, but I just wasn't feeling it. Just didn't have the mojo. But anyway, so I will show you. So this is my Stitcher's Almanac for the month of May. You can see there's a lot of blank spots. I didn't really get a lot done. So of course, at the beginning of May, we had, and I think I probably mentioned this in my last video because I think that's when I recorded it. Yeah. We had Star Wars Day, we had Free Comic Book Day, and in the stitching world, May is typically, I think, known as Mira May, so a lot of people do stitching on memorabilia. Oh, and I mentioned my wife went on a cruise, and she brought me back a hat with the Bermuda Triangle, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, then we had, so Mira May. I have tons of mirrors. I've never, no, I take it back. I started one. and I didn't work on it. I got to get my act together for that, because what I did was pretty good. It soured on me because it was related to a project that I was doing for somebody that I had a falling out with. So there's no motivation for that. So maybe one day I'll start a new one, or maybe get that one done. That was the siren and the shipwreck. I think I shared that in my first video that I did. Then we had Mother's Day, and then of course Memorial Day, which I did have a new start that last weekend in May, and I'll get to that. But then of course the rest of the month was shot because of my burned feet. So I may as well do that. I'll show you that first. I'll show you my new start. And this is one of the ones in, I think, one of my last couple of videos, where I said this was a project that was calling to me, that was probably going to be a start sooner than others. So this is the Cottage Garden Samplings Symphony of Friendship sampler. So I started that, and it's for me, it's a big project. It's a pretty good size. The pattern comes on 2 folded out pieces of paper, and it's 2 pages like that, front and back, so each side of the paper is a quarter of the design. Really nice chart. I'm not needing to, I think for me, samplers are spread out and simplified enough that I don't feel the need. It's not like full coverage where you have a dense population of symbols where you need something visual to break it up. And most samplers for the most part, is block stitching. So I'm just using the chart. I didn't make a copy for myself, or I'm not coloring it in any way, like a highlighter or anything like that. So here's my small start. So I started in the upper left corner, and I'm stitching this on my favorite choice of fabric, 14 count Aida. This is called Almond Milk by Grace Notes Fabrics, and it really looks good. I don't know how it comes across in the video, but in person it looks really cool. It's a very good background for this is the beginning, but what's to come. So stay tuned for more progress on that. And I think my last video, I had 2 large new starts that I wasn't happy with it at all because of the fabric. I had a Long Dog sampler and an Owl Forest embroidery sampler. They're on hiatus until I decide what I want to try and do with those, because my vision is just crappy enough that doing anything higher count than 18 or 14, 18 is maybe doable. I don't know. I hadn't made up my mind yet, but I'm going to try and see how big they would get if I convert those other ones to 14 counts, and decide then what fabric I want to get. But anyway, so other whips, as limited as they were for the month of May, I did continue on my Joan Elliott Celestial Moon Dragon, or Crescent Moon Dragon, sorry. This is the finished product. And this is my focus piece. And I did get a decent amount done on this before things fell apart for the rest of the month. So you can see I'm starting to fill in the body below the wing in the foreground, and I've got the spines on the neck going up. So I think it's coming along pretty good. It looks really good. The colors really pop, and I'm doing this on 14 count. Surprise, shock, I know. Ada called Barbara from Grace Notes Fabric. I think I got that right. I have the tag all wrapped up in there, so I'm not going to undo that right now. But I think that's what it's called. But it's like a light blue model, light blue. It looks really good. So I'll be continuing to focus on that. My next whip that I worked on in May was the Tempting Tangles Key to My Heart. That's the monochrome design. Sorry, I don't have a color picture, but I don't guess it matters a whole lot. But this was at 50% completion, I think the last time I showed it. So I started the lower left quadrant. I finished the top half completely, so I'm working now on the bottom left corner. So zipping along, and this is on 14 count Strawberry Latte from Grace Notes Fabric, and I'm using DMC variegated floss. Let's see, what is that? Number 107, DMC 107. Okay, and there's that. And then the only other thing that I really touched on was the Royal Peacock from Dimensions. That was a kit. So no Grace Notes fabric on this one, sorry. I know you're disappointed. Let's see. So this, that's what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. Gorgeous, really well made design. And got some more done on the neck. So yeah, it's coming along. It's a little slightly slower than usual because this fabric is super stiff. I really wish I had changed out the fabric, but I started it before I really got into thinking about that kind of thing too much. And but it's okay. I mean, I'll deal with it. It's not horrible. It's just at times a little nerve-wracking. But anyway, so I think it's looking really good. Colors are really bright. I love the design. All right, so those are my whips. Only had those 3, and since I've gotten a late start on June. June is going to be fairly sparse too when I make my video at the end of the month. So, but anyway, all right. So next up is haul. Much like last month, I don't really have much because I've been trying not to spend money because I'm saving for my upcoming retreat in August, the second annual Grace Notes retreat in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They put on a just incredibly awesome retreat. This is their second one. The first one that I went to last year was only my second retreat that I had ever been to, so it was a good test for them to know what worked, what didn't, how to do things this time around. So I'm expecting nothing but greatness from this one. They moved the hotel to another hotel in the same area. And this hotel looks to be even more awesome. So updates on that when it occurs, and can't wait. All right, so my haul for this month, got some Chronic. Not sure which project they were for. I totally forgot, and they were in my cart when I went to place my order at 123 Stitch. So I was like, I needed them, so I just went ahead and got them, and I'll figure out what they belong to when the time comes. All right, up first is from Cottage Garden Samplings, their Fabulous House Series number 4. This is the cottage. Just a simple kind of thing, kind of not as unusual as the other ones in the series thus far. We had Santa's house and a castle and a hobbit hole. So hopefully this is just kind of this is not bad. It's just compared to the other ones, I guess I'm spoiled already. And I had another lavender lace. This is the Angel of Spring. And another entry in my quest to own all the Bella Filipina designs. This is design number 6. And it's Reina Mariposa. Not sure if that's supposed to be based on anything or not. It looks to be like a fairy of some kind, but I'm not sure where the name comes from. Okay, I got this because some people talked about it Well, I'll just show it to you and then I'll explain. This is a Mirabilia, the Duchess of Rowan, or Rowan, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But, so I've heard that this is a companion to another design by Mirabilia called, was it the Baker's Wife, something like that? And some people have stitched them together in one piece because they're similar and they have some similar color palettes. So I may check that out. I'll be ordering the other one my next time I order from them. And maybe I'll put it on some wild fabric, you know, something like very kind of like neon pastel or color or something like that. All right, next one is from Rosewood Manor, and this is called Spring Quakers. Just working my way through purchasing that series. Now this was one, I had never heard of this designer until I saw one of my Floss tube people that I watch, and I'm gonna totally blank on her name. I feel terrible about that. Let me take a sip while I think about it. Today's episode unofficially brought to you by Body Armor. It's good stuff. All right, well, her name's not coming to me, so anyway, so this designer, her name is Kathy Barrick, and I'm sure plenty of you know who that is. But this is the first design of hers that I ever saw, and I was really struck by it. So I was like, I have to get this whenever I get around to, you know, thinking about it. So this is called White Winter Moth. I just think that's so cool, and I kind of like the limited color palette. It kind of adds to the feel of the name, you know, White Winter Moth. So it has like a icy, wintry kind of feel, and it gives the moth that kind of mothy feel, if you will. You know, they have that kind of dusty, kind of like snow, you know, powdery snow kind of feel. I look forward to doing that. And it kind of has a Quaker-ish kind of style to it as well. Okay, and my last new pattern is a Joan Elliott called A Wizard's View. So I like the design, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like it's a lot of blue. I'm not sure if I want to try and change something on that or not, whenever the time comes. So we'll see. We'll see. And then the only other new thing I have, which it always comes as a surprise because I never know when it's going to come, and I always forget about it. But the new, the 2025 keepsake calendar showed up about a month ago, I guess, or several weeks ago. So it's usually really good. They don't, the designs are, you know, kind of you know, appropriate either in color palette or content for the month that it's, you know, made for. So, you know, December's got Christmas theme, etc., etc. So that's the actual calendar, and then here's the stitching booklet with all the patterns and stuff in it that you'll need to do any of those 13. Yes, there's 13 designs. They threw in an extra one for December 2024, so you get an extra month there because it does go to December 2025. So yeah. Yeah, it's got, let's see. Just trying to think if there's any that jump out at me, like I definitely want to do that kind of thing. Offhand, there's nothing that says I gotta do that, but there are several that I would do if I was in the mood for. There's an Emma Congdon on there that you can tell her style a mile away. But anyway, so that's it for haul. So I don't really have much left. So this month, I've had this new start in the wings for a while, and this is the week I'm going to start it. In fact, I may start it this very evening. So this is, and this will be my first ever Bella Filipina. And I've talked about this in my previous videos, but this is the pattern I'm going to do, Bellatrix. Pretty cool design. I will be stitching it on the called for fabric. It's called Cobblestone from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Yeah, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Say that 3 times fast. I'm doing it on a 14 count Aida, and so that's the color. It's kind of like a warm gray, dark gray color, modeled. Not, you know, certainly light enough for, you know, most of the colors are pretty dark, so it should show up on here really well. So I'll be starting on that. And then the future plans, like I said, I've got the Grace Notes retreat coming up in August. I've already got cash stashed away, so I'm just kind of adding to the pile between now and that second weekend in August is when it begins. Yeah, if you travel or if you're in the general, you know, area of Allentown, PA, make this the retreat you try and get into. They keep it small. They grew it a little bit because of the success of last year, but it's still manageable. It's, you know, I'm not sure if the new hotel allowed for that or what exactly their decision making was, but they are going to have more people attend this year, but not not some ridiculous number, like not, you know, twice as many or anything like that. I think they had 80 maybe last year. I don't honestly know for sure, but it wasn't a huge amount of people. It was a nice size. So, but I got that retreat, and as I had mentioned in my last video, Fiber Arts Amy and Maggie, aka Kitschy Whips, sorry. Yeah, Kitschy Whips. They're going to be announcing their second retreat that is a chatelaine specific retreat, which is going to be smaller than their fall retreat, which is still going on. So they're going to be doing 2 a year, one in the summer and one in the fall, I guess, at least for this year. I'm not sure about the following year, but they're going to keep doing the fall one for sure. So when they announce that, I am going to throw my name in the ring to see if I get lucky enough to be picked to be able to attend that, because they open it up for like a day, and then everybody that wants a shot at it, you know, puts their name in the hat, and then they randomly pick X number of people, and then that's who gets to go. So it's totally random choice. It's not who got there first or who entered X number of times, had more chances or whatever. Because some people might, you know, they might miss it, you know, just an off day, like they didn't happen to see it, and then they would miss it. So they're going to be announcing it every which way they can, and so I'm looking forward to having a shot at that. So if that's the case, I'll let you know, and then I'll be going, woohoo! So yeah, so July plans, other than maybe having some hamburgers and hot dogs, I don't know. At the moment, I don't really have any idea. I want to do something like that's a patriotic theme, you know, red, white, and blue, something or other. And I have plenty of projects to choose from, and some that are kitted up and ready to go, and some of them are big and some of them are small. I just don't know what mood I'm going to be in. I talked about one in the past called the Santas of Fable and Fantasy, which has a patriotic Santa Claus in the design, but the design itself is not patriotic as a whole, just happens to have that in it. But the design is Christmas, you know, it's all these different Santas. It's a really cool design. And I've mentioned it to people, and people have mentioned back to me from my videos that they really like that, and they would hope that I would start that one because they want to see what it looks like stitched up. That's a possibility. Like I said, I never know what mood I'm going to be in, so we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Other fun stuff, not Stitchy related. I don't really have anything. Like I said, since I've not been trying to spend money, haven't, you know, been book buying, or I did watch a few movies that I had not seen, that there was no reason why I shouldn't have seen them. I just never got around to it. I watched the whatever, I think it was the last Terminator movie, Dark Future, I think it was called. I tell you, Linda Hamilton did not age well. And I don't think she's that old, but maybe she is older than I thought. I mean, because the original Terminator got her claim to fame was 1984, I think. I mean, that was 40 years ago. So I guess even if she was in her 30s, that would make her 74, 75. So I guess she is old. Arnold looked pretty old too. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of action. he was more of a talking head for the most part. But anyway, I saw that, and I finally watched Interstellar, which was a little predictable, but I did like the portrayal, scientifically, of them traveling through a black hole, and the effects of time dilation on different worlds because of their proximity to the intense gravity of a black hole. That's the kind of stuff I like when I read my science fiction books, stories, and I love that kind of cool stuff. But yeah, so no new books. Bought a couple of comic trades, but it's reprints of stuff that most of you don't know what it is, so I'm not going to bore you to tears over that. Yeah, so that's really about it. So I guess this will be my shortest video ever, 36.5 minutes. Anyway, I thank you all. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, I thank you again for your continued support, and I hope you both enjoy today's content, as limited as it was, and hopefully that'll get better going forward, but hopefully I won't do something stupid to have myself end up in the hospital again anytime soon. So until next time, this is Captain Cross Stitch signing off. Have a great day and keep on stitching. See ya.